Okay, here we go. Sorry, I had to start over. I didn't have my microphone into this channel on the live stream. So there's that. Of course, Steve, because you're a freaking genius. So, Merry Christmas, everybody. Oh, my God. Oh, that's exactly like me, by the way. It is exactly like me. This is exactly what I would be like. Of course this would happen. All right, well, anyway, let me share this out real fast, and we will... get on the road here. Okay. All right, sorry. Anyway, so I'm gonna have to do this all over again, I guess. So let's go to that. All right, so basically what I was saying before all of this happened. Damn it. So Christmas is a very interesting time of the year for me. For the longest time, I did not celebrate Christmas. So from the ages of 1 to 2, I lived in California. I don't remember any of it. That's where I was born. But from 2 to 8, we had moved back to where my dad grew up in New Jersey. And I remember a lot of that. That was the start of my youth. And I had a best friend. He lived right next door. His name was Michael Noth. And Merry Christmas, Mike. And we celebrated Christmas like a normal family. Now, like, we went to church and stuff like that, like normal people, but I never knew how strictly religious my parents were. Especially my dad. I never knew this. I never paid attention. I guess, like, I went from hanging out and watching TV and hanging out with my friends and playing soccer to we moved to join a church. And that church is very strict. It was very strict. It's a little bit different now. But they were very, very strict. We had to answer the phone, praise the Lord. We had to, everything was yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. And it was just very strictly regimented. Well, my parents decided that we were not going to celebrate Christmas traditionally anymore. We were done. They were not buying us gifts. They were not doing any of that stuff. The only thing that we got on Christmas was my grandmother, bless her heart, great, fantastic woman. She used to sing me, Don't Sit Under the Apple Tree. When we lived in New Jersey, the Andrews Sister song, she used to sing that to me whenever I was young. But so we moved, and it was very hard, especially for me. I was the youngest kid, and I just did not understand what was going on, like why we are doing this. Like one of the first years that we were here, I remember the people we were staying with, because they had split us up a little bit. We were staying with different till my dad got a house and stuff like that. And I had to sit there and watch people open presents while I got nothing. And people I was staying with, they were not nice. They were not nice. Like, I didn't want to sit there and watch it. I wanted to just go downstairs. Nope, had to sit there. And I was like, man, this is freaking stupid. And I will give my whole life story one day on a live stream. I think it'd be fun. But this is going to be fun. This is Christmas. But getting to it, I didn't celebrate for a very long time. And I ended up leaving my house when I was 15 years old. I decided that it was better to make adult decisions as 15-year-old, but where to get food, where to be warm, where to stay, than stay in the situation that I was in. And then, thankfully, I did, because I met this woman when I was 18 years old. This beautiful, amazing woman. Well, young person like I was at the time. And there's an instant connection. We started dating right away. And we started living together pretty much like day one from us dating. And we're still together 24 years later. Well, it'll be 26. Jesus Christ. 26 years later, we're still together. And she's given me 4 amazing children. And that's when we started celebrating Christmas. 3 of my children are grown up. And one is a miracle child. He is 7. and he's awesome. He's so much fun. I love being. It's so much easier being a dad now that I'm older than it was when I was younger. We had this plan. We were like, let's have kids when we're young, and then when we're older, like 35, 40, they'll already be, when we're 40, they'll already be 20. This would be great, and we could do whatever. Didn't happen so much like that. So, plans go as plans go, especially when planned by 18-year-old idiots. But, I got my third son is named David, and he's a miracle child. We never thought we would have other kids after the third one. That'll be a story for another day. But so that's when I started getting back into Christmas, when I had kids. But me and my wife, we always decide, let's just get each other something, like one thing, because we were not financially stable. We didn't have, she made decent money, like a lot of money when we first started. But then when she had kids, I wanted to do the right thing, and she wanted to stay home. Well, being a high school dropout and having nothing, nothing to use to get anything, my thing was, I'm just going to work harder than everybody at every job I had. And that'll show, and then I'll move up. Well, now, where I'm at now, thankfully the hard work is paid off. I don't ever have to worry about money again. Neither does my mother, who I'm taking care of, and neither does my wife and my son, my children. They don't ever have to worry about money again. And that's awesome. It's a great thing. And it's been able to provide us with Christmas stuff. But we always said, let's just get each other one thing. Well, through the years, I would tell stories about stuff that I had done for Christmas. And, like my dad, remember one year, he was all, we're gonna do Christmas. And we're like, holy crap, Rex. No, we're going to wake up and read Bible scriptures and do basically like a Passover dinner. And I'm like, oh, fuck yeah. Nothing says that like awesome to a freaking 10-year-old like Passover dinner. Like, we're not Jewish. And I mean, no offense meant at all. If that's what you do, that's a big tradition. But for Whitey McWhiterson of Irish Apple Cove Lane, I want some freaking presents and just some ham or something. Like, damn it. But my wife was always adamant about, we're going to do stuff as a family. And I thought, that's awesome. That's really cool. And I love doing that. And it's great. Well, she kind of, when we moved here, my dad got really sick. And I didn't have a good relationship with them. I didn't see them maybe 5-6 times for almost 20 years. And it was time for me to reconcile with them. So I came back to help, and me and my wife. And my dad passed away, and now it's just my mother. So my mom is a little bit more flexible. She wanted to celebrate Christmas and do things. So that's what we've been doing. We've always done it in the house since then. And we get her a bunch of stuff every year, and she's very excited and has a great time. Well, my wife this year, this is the first time that I can ever remember, except for like when my sister, she would buy me things, but she had children of her own, like she couldn't do as much, but they always included me, which I loved. I always loved that. They always included me, and they always got me something. So like, but as a kid, I didn't really have anything. And I'll tell you a story later that's an awesome story. It's one of the funniest Christmas stories ever. So, my wife got me a ton of stuff this year. Like, she spent a lot of money, and I was like blown away by everything. My favorite soccer team, football, is West Ham United, and she got me one of their sideline jackets, and this thing is amazing. It's so awesome. I have a buddy that I talked to, a couple of friends that I met online back in 2004, 2005, from a music group that we all liked. And I was like the only English, or the only American that posted on this English forum. And we quickly became friends, and I still talk to him to this day. And his team was West Ham. Well, I had always played soccer growing up, and I talk to him, he would always be talking about West Ham. And I'm like, yo, what are you talking about? And he told me, he's like, it's a football club. And I was like, oh, dude. It's like, I wish I could watch good soccer because all we have here is the MLS, which is getting better. But back then, in the early 2000s, it was terrible. And U.S. men's soccer, which is still isn't good, but it was terrible. Well, he was like, oh, you should watch the Premier League. And I was like, well, how do I do that? So even back then, I was watching like pirated streams, and they were terrible. Terrible, not like streaming is today. And I would watch West Ham. I'd get up super early. Thank God I don't have to anymore because of the way the scheduling is. But, there's a 5-hour time difference. I would be getting up at like 5 o'clock to watch games. And me and him, we bonded over this. Well, she got me that, and it's awesome. I have a whole bunch of West Ham gear. It's great. So this year I got a whole bunch of stuff. Very happy. I also collect shoes. I'm a big Jordan collector. Loved Michael Jordan growing up. Got to see him play two times. Once was in 1993. And these were both against the Cleveland Cavaliers. I remember the 98 one more than the 93 one. The 98 one, we sat all the way at the top in Cleveland. It was fun. It was amazing. I had a couple of heroes and idols growing up. And one was Michael Jordan. The other was Mario Lemieux. And I used to also like the New York Rangers because I was living in New Jersey. But when we got here and once you see Mario, you're just like, okay, we're done here. If the guy, put it this way, if that guy would have played as many games as Gretzky, we wouldn't even be talking about Gretzky as the goal leader. And even Gretzky says that. I mean, I think he's got less than 1,000 games played, and he's only a couple hundred goals behind. And Gretzky played like something like 700-800 more games than him. So you could figure he would have definitely been leading in goals and things like that. But yeah, so today we're gonna go over some of the stuff that I got. We're also gonna talk Christmas movies because there's been everything is so weird with Christmas movies. What is a Christmas movie and what isn't a Christmas movie? And what do I think? Because that's what the burning question is that everybody cares about. Not really. But we're going to go over that. And yeah, let's do that. Let's talk about Christmas. Should I do the movies first, or should we do what I got? Maybe we should do what I got. All right. Okay. Sorry, I was sharing that out on Instagram. Okay. We're going to go over what I got first. Let's do that. Let's go over what I got first. Okay. All right. So, my Jeff Johns collection of omnibuses, we're going to go over a bunch of those, but I added to it this year. We got this is huge. We got the Absolute Superman edition of Jeff Johns and Gary Frank. This thing is incredible, man. It came in this case. Check that out. How freaking cool is that? Look at this. This thing is huge. Let's compare it to a normal Omni. We'll do that here in a second. All right, so the Flash. I have Jeff Johns' The Flash here. Big, thick book, but look at this. Look how much bigger this is. Oh, wait. There, you can see now. It's like an inch taller, and it's immense. The pages on here are beautiful, man. Let's look at some of this. Let's look at something. Like, look how big and awesome that is. There's a whole bunch of special features in here. It also came with a bookmark built in, so that's cool, man. I'm in love with this. This thing is awesome. I sped through this thing very quickly. Yeah, this is incredible. This is a definite recommendation from me. If you like Superman and if you like Jeff Johns, this is 100% a recommendation from me. All right, so that goes along with, I've had these, but I'm in the midst of moving around my collection and stuff, which these books you'll be seeing over on this side here, because this is coming down and there's gonna be a new bookshelf. But I'm gonna show off all my Jeff Johns stuff here first. So we got the Jeff Johns Flash Volume 1 to go with Volume 2 and 3. Volume 2 and 3, the Jeff Johns Flash. One of the other things that I opened today was I got the King in Black Omni. Been wanting this for a while. I only read some of this and I was very intrigued, so I wanted to read more of this, so she got me this. Woohoo! Here's some other books that I got. I got a used copy of The Rock of Ages, Grant Morrison, Justice League. I got the first volume of The Venom, which goes with King in Black, by Donny Cates. And I got the Tower of Babel Deluxe Edition. Very excited about this. That's a Mark Waid book. So yeah, we got this, which is awesome. This Superman, which I'm super excited about. So we got the Flash books here. I also got, as you can see over here, I have Batman No Man's Land right here, both volumes. Well, I needed Road to No Man's Land. So got that. Very excited to read that. And I read everything, guys. All this, I've already read all these Flash ones. I just wanted to show my Jeff Johns collection with all of this stuff. Another one that I opened to start completing my collection is the Jeff Johns Teen Titans run. This is a monster of a book. Look at that. Huge. Crazy. We got what I think is my favorite Jeff Johns run on anything. We got all 3 Green Lanterns. Like, I've had these for a little while. This is like one of the first Omnis that I bought. And I can tell you that I had read a couple of Jeff Johns things, and I was never a Green Lantern fan. I, read him in like the Justice League and stuff, but I wasn't like a big Green Lantern guy. And after I read a bunch of Jeff Johns stuff, I was like, okay, I gotta read all of his stuff. Well, Green Lantern, everybody talked about what a great run. Oh my God. I'm thinking, really? Green Lantern? Space Cops? Okay, I'll try it. Dude, I was blown away. I was blown away. It's freaking amazing. I love it. I love every second of it. I love all three of them. Sinestro, Core War, Blackest Night, Brightest Day. I love it all. It's amazing. To me, one of the best comic book runs in the modern age. All right, so another one that was a little bit hard for me to get because I had the second and third volume, and I just couldn't get that first volume. It was so hard to get, and they finally reprinted it, so I was able to get it. And that is the Jeff Johns JSA run. So I'm only about 3/4, see my little bookmarker here, of the way down from volume 1. That's actually what I'm reading right now. Actually mentioned that in my Superman trailer review reaction. So that's what I'm reading right now. And yeah, I like it. I like whenever more obscure characters get some shine. And Johns is really good at writing dialogue between characters. He's very good at it. He knows his lore. You either like him or hate him, because he does change a lot of things. He takes things in a different direction. He's all about universe building and expounding upon lore. He's definitely a fan of the Silver Age. That is for sure. He is a Hal Jordan, Barry Allen guy. So a lot of his stuff harkens back to that time. I also picked up his run on Aquaman. So that was really cool. I missed out on getting the omnibus of his Hawkman run, but I do have the volumes right here. I do have the Hawkman run, so that's cool. I was excited about that. All right. I got his New 52 Justice League run, which I think is underrated. I definitely get why people dislike the ending when all the Justice League turn into gods and all that stuff, but I thought this was fun. I thought it was cool. There's that Trinity War in there that's like, whatever. But I like it. I think it's a lot of fun. I don't know if you want to go out and buy it, but I always recommend buying anything that piques your interest, to be honest. I always recommend doing that. So, but yes, that. And went out and bought Infinite Crisis. It's like I'm between chapters here. So I got Infinite Crisis, had to have that, obviously. And what comes after that? We got 52, which I think is one of the best DC events of all time. Yeah. So I had to have that. And like I said, the Teen Titans run. So those are the things that I got to finish off all the stuff. I've had some of these for a while, but some of the other ones that I got, I had used it to finish everything off. So that is what I got this year. And what did you guys get? Leave a comment on what you guys got or what you bought for your children or everything like that. So this year I bought, my son loves the Batman Imaginext toys. So I bought him these 2 giant Batman mechs. They're really cool. Can you focus? No, you can't. Crap. Well, you can't really see it, but I bought him those, which were awesome. And he likes it. We're going to be playing with those later on. Kind of excited to do that with him. We play little games with all of his figures. All right. So we're gonna look at a list that is about Christmas movies. We're gonna look and see, what do people think about Christmas movies? What constitutes a Christmas movie anymore? Die Hard's a Christmas movie. People have been arguing that for years because apparently it takes place on Christmas, and that makes it a Christmas movie. I guess, apparently all you have to have is like the mention of Christmas, or it takes place on Christmas, or they show a Christmas scene. I mean, people are arguing this point to the end. It's like ridiculous to me. So, I mean, that's fine. You want to call it a Christmas movie. I don't personally give a shit. I don't care. That's fine with me. Oh, yeah, I forgot. My wife got me... She always makes me up a stocking of, like, candy and stuff like that. She got me these gourmet pretzels from Pop Daddy. She got me some beer cheese pretzel sticks. And garlic parmesan. Yeah. Let's see what else we got here. The Kinder Buenos. I love those things. Oh, one of my favorite candies, cherry sours. It's gonna be those. Mike and Ike Mega Mix. Gotta love that. Oh, and there's like a whole bunch of single candies in here. Some more Kinders. Pop Rocks. Chocolate covered marshmallow snowman. Some more Mike and Ike's. Nice. Some Texas Pete hot sauce, baby. Burning O-ring. And some High Chews, some Werthers with the apple filling, and some of the strawberry candies. And some lip balm, because my lips crack a lot. I take a lot of walks in the cold. So, yeah, I appreciate that. She does nice little things for me all the time. I love that. It's cool. It's really cool. So let's look at this list of Christmas movies, okay? All right. Yes, I do actually have my thing set up here. We're gonna look. It's an Entertainment Weekly. So the 23 best Christmas movies of all time, from Elf to It's a Wonderful Life. Oh boy. And we're gonna look and see what they think. Okay, number 23, The Santa Claus. Now, I do remember this movie with Tim Allen. Tim Allen was huge in the 90s. I mean, Home Improvement was a huge show, and like, I guess like being a man that goes, "Arr, arr, arr, arr." You could be like, "I love engines on a car." Arr, 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 arr. And people were like, "Yes, fucking yes, oh my God, this is awesome." And it also launched the career of Jonathan Taylor Thomas. You might remember him from such voices as young Simba and other things. And that fake movie that everybody thinks is a movie, the Sinbad Shazam movie, which my wife argues with me to the end of time that is a real movie, and I'm like, no, it's not. you guys are just misremembering things. And it's like, well, everybody remembers it. It's like, yeah, well, apparently, like even the actor says, no, it's not a real thing. And then he pranks y'all on freaking, what do you call it, on April Fool's Day. And everybody's like, see, I knew it was real. It's like, Jesus Christ, guys. It's not a real movie. But yeah, Tim Allen was huge. It was huge. Home Improvement was a big, big show. And he came out with this movie, and apparently people like it. Number 22, Klaus. This is a Netflix movie. Apparently it's animated movie about the origin story of a young postman, toy maker in the 19th century Norway who pair up for each other's benefit to have kids write letters in exchange for toys. Interesting. I might have to watch that later on today. All right, Christmas in Connecticut. I can't know. I'm thinking of Holiday and White Christmas. Okay, so I don't know if I've ever seen this. I'm surprised if I didn't, because my mother and father, they're like those people that like you get them a brand new freaking 60-inch HD TV and they still watch like black and white movies that aren't HD. Yeah. So there's that. Okay. Don't know if I agree with that. Gremlins. Okay, so this was the one that me and my wife had a discussion about, and she says yes, it is a Christmas movie because it is set during the holidays, and yeah, and the town is like, oh, they actually say it here. It's like a snowy Norman Rockwell-esque town. So I could see that. I can agree with that. The Holdovers. Don't know anything about that. Looks like Paul Giamatti. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. Okay, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I can't believe that they are putting that at 18. That is definitely, for me at least, a top 5 Christmas movie. That is one that I watch every year. My traditions are this. Me and my mother, for about 4 days leading up to Christmas, we watch different versions of The Christmas Carol. We've seen everything from Alistair Sim to George C. Scott to the frickin' Muppets, which is one of my favorite renditions. We watch the Muppets every year. Today we will be watching the Muppets Christmas Carol. Last night I watched Mickey's Christmas Carol with my son, and he liked it. But National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, I mean, that's a staple, man. That's a staple. Okay, Scrooged. So definitely a Christmas movie, obviously. But Bill Murray. You either love Bill Murray or you can't stand Bill Murray, or you're just indifferent to him. I like Bill Murray. I think he's funny. I think his dry humor is funny. But it's like not as laugh out loud as I thought it would be. I still love Scrooged. I still love it. That's we'll be watching that either tonight or tomorrow, depending on the time that we have. And there it is. This is the most argued about Christmas movie that there is. Die Hard. Do you feel that this is a Christmas movie? I think it, by the measures that there are set in what constitutes a Christmas movie, yes. Is it about Christmas? No. Does it take place on Christmas? Yes. Is there Christmas themes in it? Yes. So I can't say that it's a Christmas movie, but like Gremlins, it's the same thing. So I personally wouldn't say it, but I can put it on the list because of the themes and things that surround the premise, not so much, but the surroundings of the premise, yes, 100%. Okay, so Miracle on 34th Street. Classic movie. Man, she's beautiful. Look at that. Woo-wee. Classic movie. I haven't seen that for a long time. It's basically about this old man working at, I think, Macy's or whatever store, and he's actually the real Santa Claus. Yeah. So, is he the real Santa Claus? Maybe. All right, White Christmas. I watched this yesterday. Fantastic movie. Bing Crosby, Danny Kaye. They're in the army, and Bing Crosby's an entertainer, and him and Danny are putting on a Christmas show for the rest of their buddies that are in the army. And Bing is a big-time entertainer. When he goes home, Danny's like, hey, I got this number that you should put into your show. And he's like, yeah, but it's for 2 people. He's like, yeah, I know. He's like, well, who? I work alone. Who would I get? He's like, me. And then it flashes forward, and they're working together. They've been working together for years. They end up meeting these 2 women that have their own act, and they're going to this little cozy place in Vermont, and magic happens. Fun movie, a lot of great songs and dance numbers. Classic movie. Like, it's a classic. It's great. It's a great movie. Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah, you know, it's a more Halloween movie, but it's definitely Christmas. Jack Skellington, he's all over the place for Christmas. It's like, you got to be cool to like this movie. There's like a underground subculture to this movie. So I can't say no, it's not a Christmas movie. Well, it definitely is. Trading Places. See, now you're getting to the point where it's like, oh, it has a scene in it. So, like, come on. All right, anyway. Home Alone, yes. We are definitely watching this tonight with my son. He has never seen it. This is 100% a Christmas movie. This might be in my top 5, but it definitely started Macaulay Culkin on his journey of being the kid that goes, and, you know, whatever else. I'm sure there was a lot of drugs involved. And as you can see, Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern in this movie are fantastic. So, yes, love it. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. These Rankin Bass things, I can't watch them. They're creepy to me. They are creepy. But people love them. 100% Christmas movie. A Year Without a Santa Claus. Don't know anything about this. Yeah, I don't know. I can't. All right, so The Muppet Christmas Carol at number 8. Oof. Number 8. Not even, like, it's in the top 10, but I don't know. This is a top 5 movie for me. But I love The Muppets. I have for a long time. We used to watch The Muppet Show all the time growing up. And Michael Caine, I don't know, him doing the dance like this with the Muppets, or that the scene, you gotta watch it. The scene when he's with the ghost of Christmas Present, and he's at Bob Cratchit's house, and they're all talking. And he's like, such a meager feast, and he's like, it's what they could afford. And he raises his glass, and he's like, we have to salute Mr. Scrooge, and he's like, Bob Cratchit, and he just walks into the. It's like, dude, you're a fucking ghost. Like, what? I'm right here, Bob Cratchit. Like, I don't know. For some reason, it throws me off every time I see it. I just laugh my ass off. Bad Santa, yes, 100% hilarious. You know, I've only seen it once or twice. Go watch it. It's messed up. Okay, Love Actually. Don't know it. Don't care. How the Grinch Stole Christmas as top 5. Okay. Yeah, I can't watch the live action one. That's nightmare fuel. But yes. Me and my son, we watch this every year. He loves it. Yes, 100%. Classic. Elf. I'd say this is the most modern one that took it to the next level. This is the most modern one that catches people on, and they add it into like their top 5 Christmas movies. It's in my top 10, but I don't know about top 5, but I won't argue with anybody who puts it in there. Like, that's 100% fine. Good movie. Charlie Brown Christmas, of course. Everybody talks about the Charlie Brown Christmas tree. I mean, there's people that literally go out to buy shitty trees just because of this movie. Okay, so, all right. I have a love-hate with this movie. When I was a kid and this movie had come out, it had been like a couple years. This was like special when we would watch this. We would rent this when I lived in New Jersey and I was a kid. This was like, we didn't see this all the time. You know, there weren't as many channels. Cable was still finding its legs, but like we didn't, you know, back when HBO and stuff like that would show movies, it was a big deal to see something. Not like it is today. But this is literally on TBS from Christmas Eve all the way through Christmas Day into the next morning. And it's on TNT oscillating hours. So every hour you could see the Christmas Story. So it's hard to watch anymore. I know it's people, they will watch it every year. The leg lamp, all that stuff. But, man, it kind of ruined it for me. Kind of did. But... And number one, It's a Wonderful Life. I mean, this is the quintessential Christmas movie, and it's not my number one. It's not even in my top 10. I can't take it, Jimmy Stewart. I just can't. But I get it. I get it. I understand why people would put it number one. So in the chat, I would love for people to put either a comment, put your top 5 Christmas movies down. I will end up putting mine in later tonight. I'll put it in the comments. What do you guys feel constitutes a Christmas movie? Are you guys cool with Die Hard being a Christmas movie? Are you guys cool with Gremlins being a Christmas movie? I don't know. So I'm going to leave you guys with this. I'm going to tell you a story. Like I said, if you've watched this from the beginning, you know that when I moved from New Jersey to this area, we did not celebrate Christmas. We had a very tumultuous upbringing. My brother ended up leaving by the time he was 18. My oldest sister, had left a few times and come back. Well, this was the last Christmas that we were all together before my brother moved out and left, and before my oldest sister was gone entirely. Like, I didn't see her for years. I lived in the basement with my brother, and it was 2 sides. Like, a staircase came down. There was a left side and a right side. We lived on the right side. Well, the left side was where the heating register was, and for the central heat through the house. And our room was always so freezing. We had these external heaters pointed at us, and it was just like you would get so cold, but then your face would just be hot because it was blowing in there. I used to I always slept in my underwear or like boxer shorts, no shirt, right? So I said, screw it, I'm tired of sleeping on this side, and plus you get sick of being with your brother. I cleaned out the other side of the house. I brought my bed over there, and I could lay next to the heating register, and it was like perfect. It was perfect. Because I basically didn't even need a blanket. It was so warm over there. Well, as I was cleaning it out, I found all this like Christmas stuff, like wrapping paper and all this stuff. Now, mind you, the people that lived there before, it was an older gentleman, and he had passed away. And there was a bar down there, like a giant bar. It was really nice. It was a glass bar, and it was amazing. So they must have entertained down there, and they still had the bar stools and everything. So I decided I'm going to live on this side. And there was all these boxes. So I took all these boxes, and I emptied them. I waited till everybody went to sleep. I took all this wrapping paper, and I started wrapping boxes. And I was putting notes in them. And I brought all this stuff upstairs, and I put it in the living room. So I fell asleep, and there was like 30, 40 boxes of different sizes. Wake up, my sister's like, all I hear is, "Oh my God!" And I woke up, and I was like, yes. My dad comes down. He's like, what the heck? Like, what is this? So he thought at first that it was my oldest sister, because she was working at Walmart at the time, possibly did this. My sister Meredith, she's like, right? So my brother is looking at me, and I didn't say anything. I just sat there. I'm like, okay. So my dad looks at this stuff, and he's like, there's one for me here. And he picks it up, and he's like, kind of light, and he opens it. Inside, IOU. And at that time, it would have been 3. It's 3 Christmases. The look on his face, he got so mad. So mad. My sister opens hers, and it's like, sorry, we suck. Everybody's getting so mad. And my dad looks right at my brother, and he goes, you did this. And my brother knew it. He knew because I'm not saying anything. He knew it was like, he just looked over at me, and he knew. He was like, dude, you earned your wings today, man. This is fucking funny. This is actually really funny. And my brother was like, Dad, whatever, man. He was like, just take the joke. And everybody's opening their stuff. I did one box for my oldest sister that was like the Russian doll, you know, where you take the top off, take the top. It was just all these boxes, and at the bottom it's you get nothing. Like, it was an asshole move, but it was so funny, dude. I thought it was hilarious. And finally, at the end, I was like, by the way, I did it. I found all this stuff downstairs, and I was cleaning out the other side of the room, and I just walked downstairs. I was like 10 when I did this. That's how cynical of a retard I was. So, enjoy your Christmas, everybody. I hope you guys have a great, great day. Spend it with your family and all that jazz. And yeah, hopefully you have a splendid time and a splendid day. I love you all. Coming up on the Laps Comic Fan, guys, I am so excited for this. I'm doing Absolute Batman #1, but I'm not doing it like a normal comic book review. It's not going to be like a normal review, and I hope that you guys like it. I hope that you watch it. I hope that you share it. I don't want to make money off of it. I just want people to see it. I've worked really, really hard on it, and there's a trailer coming out for it. This is going to be awesome, guys, and this is going to be how I'm going to be doing comic reviews from now on. So hopefully you all love it. Merry Christmas, everybody, and put your drink in my pouch. That's what it says. All right, everybody. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Have a good night.